Dan?
The first of the teams to not get an F?
I'd say so.
The Bulldogs.
I'll give them a D.
Yeah, I think they underperformed compared...
D for dogs.
Very clever. They signed very, very well. I would still maintain that they signed the best of any team. Matt Burton, for all the positive he got, probably didn't do enough for mine, but Tavita Pangai Jr. You want to talk about players that came on reputation and didn't deliver, he's number 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, look, they signed a lot of really good players, like Paul Vaughan, I thought was outstanding for them.
I thought Addo-Carr played really well too.
Towards the end of the season.
How did he re-find his feet?
Yeah, Braden Burns, look, he was a player that I wanted to end up at Cronulla. He signed a deal at the Dogs and sort of in and out of first grade. But it was rookies that came in and or their bit part players. Like Jeremy Marshall-King went from being an absolute joke to being the Kiwi starting number 9. Yeah. That's how good he was.
I thought Averillo, when he moved to fullback, was very, very good.
Outstanding move. But the problem for them was they didn't have a halfback and they kept switching around their halfbacks. Could have just put Matt Burton at the 7.
Yeah, look, they probably should have. I mean, Burton can only do so much. Yeah. I'm not too... I thought he had a good season, not great. I'm not too negative.
I thought he was really good. For what he had around him. He had a forward pack that couldn't go forward, a back line that didn't know what they were doing, and a bucket load of injuries. I thought Matt Burton was real, and he did enough to get himself in the Origin team. Yeah,
and Australia too. Yep. I think overall it was always going to be a building year for the Dogs.
Yep.
I think they were probably 2 or 3 wins short of what we expected.
Yep.
They lost some games where you're thinking, oh God. When they sacked Trent Barrett, they had that 3 week stretch or 2 or 3 weeks where they blew teams off the park. They smashed Parramatta. I'll never forget Addo-Carr run and everything's going, and they look good. That I wanted to see more.
Yep.
But there were too many games like against Cronulla where if they were still playing now, 7 weeks later, they still haven't scored a point.
Yeah, Potter did what he could.
He did.
And all Mick Potter had to do was not be Trent Barrett, and congratulations to what he did. He got him away from the spoon.
He did. Now look, Serrato comes in, Kikau comes in, Reid Marnie comes in. They've recruited well on and off the field. Next year has to be the year they make the 8. This year they'll look back on and say it was a year where they established. Mm-hmm. It's still not a pass mark for me. It's a D.
I'll go against you there. I don't think they make the 8 next year because they still don't have a halfback.
Fair call.
Matt Burton can't do it all.